welcome to my vlog. You can call me Marie. I am vlogging here from Denmark, where I live with my husband and our two youngest children. I am sitting here knitting on a Elizabeth blouse from PetiteKnit in Danish, and goes something like this. As usual, I always do the sleeves. They look long, but I've tried it on and they are the correct length, and I actually think for once I followed the pattern. But I've done, you start with the collar, and then you do back and forth to do like this neckline, and then normally you would just do the body and then the sleeves in the end, of course. But I always do the sleeves when I've knitted some of the body, just to know how much yarn I have to put on the length or something. And actually, if you go on Instagram and you go into my Instagram account, I'll write the name down here. It's the same as the channel, but I'll write it anyway. So I've been in love with this pattern for a while because I saw it on a Danish politician who is in the European Parliament. She's not anymore, but she was. Her name is Margrethe Vestager, and I saw her on Instagram wearing this, and I was like, okay, I was in love with it when PetiteKnit launched it a couple of years ago. Then I see Margrethe wearing this thing. She did it in like a soft pink, I think, and I was like, you just need to knit this, you just need to knit this. And the thing was that when I started this Elizabeth blouse, of course I want to make it into a dress because that's my thing. But when I started it, I hadn't it was before I started losing weight. So I had this idea that I wanted it in an A shape. So also the reason that I tried it on recently was like, oh damn it, what if I had chosen too big a size for the size that I am now. I have lost so much weight that I have gone down 1 or 2 sizes approximately, so I was like, oh, you need to try this on. So I tried it on, and lucky me, until I the sleeves were fine, the neckline was fine, the everything was fine. But when I had started on it last time, I had decided I wanted this ash shape. So I had done a lot of increases down the body. That's what you can see on Instagram. So it has like this shape, and it was just it was just too big for the size that I am now. And the plan is that I am going to hopefully lose more weight. But this podcast is not, this vlog is not about me losing weight. So moving on. I am knitting this in this yarn, which is it's a Portuguese yarn. I think you can still buy it in some shops in Denmark. I'm not all sure because the shop where I bought it, they don't carry this anymore. because she has chosen to. She is a hand dyer, and she a couple of years ago she started having a physical store instead of only an online store, and now she has closed down her physical store and has moved all of her dyeing things home again, which means that all of these you know, classic yarns, it has to go. So she only has the hand dyed yarns left. But when she decided to take this out of her shop, I decided this is the time to try this yarn, because this yarn has been a thing among Danish podcasters for a while. Not anymore, because now it's almost disappeared from the Danish market. That's just the way it is with trends, you know. So I'm knitting in this, and I think it's a very lovely yarn, and this color is a new color in my wardrobe, because this is a color that's been sneaking into my wardrobe for a while, and I know that I am not in any way any kind of trend setter, or you know, I move in my own pace, people. So this yarn, and I am knitting on a size 4mm needle. I'm not that in I have no idea what that's in the American sizes, but 4mm needle. And I've decided, because I had this A shape, I you know, took the needles and I put it in where I wanted it, you know, which point that I wanted to keep, and then I unraveled until that giving me this. And I've actually knitted a lot since I did it. I think I unraveled it all the way up here, so I have knitted like this since I did it. I've done that in a couple of days, because this has been my to-go knitting project. So I have this, I think I've gotten this from my sister. My sister loves buying things, and particularly bags and homeware and home decor and things like that. So I'm sure I haven't bought that. I think I have gotten it from her, because she had to, you know, get rid of some stuff, and often I get asked if I want things like that, and yeah, I think it's a nice bag, yeah. And particularly for someone like me who always knits these big projects, which there are a lot of project bags that are not big enough for my needs, because you can't have a dress quantity in my size in a bag. That's like, when I buy a dress quantity, I buy like between 1,400 meters and until 1,600 meters. If it's a very, like, if it's a fingering yarn, I might even buy 2,000 meters of yarn. And I know that I could, of course, just, you know, bring the skeins or the balls of yarn that I need for the project, but I'm afraid that I will, you know, if I only take like 5 skeins of yarn and I have bought like 10, then I will misplace the last 6 skeins of yarn, and when I need them I won't be able to find them. And even though it has never happened, actually, it's never happened, but you know, I fear that it might happen today, in one day. So, and yeah, I'm very, very pleased about this. The only there are some, you know, I haven't. This is Judy's magic cast on. I don't think I did a very good job with that. I'm not, no, it's not like, could be better, definitely. And then there happening something really strange down here also, which I hope will get better when I wash it. But I'm in no hurry, because this will definitely be too hot to knit to wear in the next like 3 months or something like that. But it might take me that long to do it. So that's part of the process that I am doing right now. I am trying to, you know, get rid of some of my UFOs, so that I don't have so many projects on the needles. But yeah, it's an uphill battle, I would say. Yeah. Well, speaking of experimenting and things that can go wrong, and also I think I want to tell you something about what I'm wearing today. I am wearing a pretty modified version of the Wave Tee, also by PetiteKnit. I actually like her patterns. I think she is a very talented Danish designer, and you know, she's very simplistic in her look, which I like, because it gives me room to be more creative with what I do, because I see it like, you know, a canvas that I can paint on. So this is the Wave Tee, and what I have done is that I have cast on more stitches beneath here beneath the arms, and that wasn't a good idea, because as you can see, it's really big. So if this was like in the original pattern, sorry guys, it would be like this, which would be much better, because it would fit me much better. The hole here in the under the arm, the armhole would be much smaller, which would suit me much better. But I am not unraveling this, because I'll tell you later. Because let's finish talking about the moderations that I've done. Alterations, yes. So another alteration is that because I didn't know how much yarn I had, I did like German short rows here on the sleeves before I separated to do the body. It was something I saw in the pattern for my Wave Tee by Nørgaard Knitters. I'll write the Instagram name down here, so that I could, you know, just do the sleeves, so it would, you know, come just teensy bit longer, so that I would change the angle. If I just, you know, didn't do the short rows, the angle on the sleeve would be like this. But doing the short rows, I was, you know, just making the sleeves with this angle instead that I have now. So I'm very pleased with that. I think that turned out fine. And if I hadn't cast on so many stitches under the arm, it would sit much better and not, you know, flat, kind of flaps. So the other thing I did, I'll just put in a video of me wearing the dress. You can also see that video on Instagram where I just put it up. But what I also did was that I had this idea because I need more fabric on the back side of my garments than I actually need on the front side of my garments. So I had this idea. I wanted to try to only do increases on the back side or the back panel of my dress, and I also wanted to do like short rows around, you know, I would knit like to around 10 centimeters below my waistline, and then I would do like short rows and also these increases. And I actually think that turned out pretty well, because I hate when dresses kind of like do this on the back side, because I have more body on the back than I have on the front, because I don't have that big of a chest, but I have a big butt, let's call it that. So I need more fabric on the back. So I did the increases only on the back. I did a lot of them. I think I did 14 increases on the back, and this is knit on a size 6mm needle. So I did 14 increases on the back, and then I did the short rows, and then I just used up the rest of the yarn that I had. I have like this much yarn back I've left or something like that. It's really I cut it close. Definitely I did, because this dress is knitted in two strands of yarn. One is a hand dyed yarn from a Danish hand dyer called Knit for Sophie. I'll write the name down here. And that's the orange, purple, yellow strain. And then the purple strain of yarn is a soft silk from BC Garn. And that's a very heavy, very rustic silk, and both yarns had been knitted into something else before. The silk yarn had been first, it's been a tee, then it was a dress, then I turned it into a skirt, and now this. So this is a yarn of many lies. The hand-dyed yarn from Knits for Sophie, I had knitted that into a tee that I just wasn't using, and one day I thought, like, you know, you need to use this because it actually looks fine on you, but it was something about the color and some details on it. Anyways, but when I took it out of my closet, I realized that there were white paint like right here on and I don't know how the white paint ended up there, but before anybody could stop me, I unraveled the whole thing. I cut out the, I unraveled it until I got to the point where the white paint was. Then I cut out the yarn with the white paint on and threw that away. And then I had like small balls of yarn in that area where the paint had been. And then I, unraveled the rest. And I had a lot of small balls of yarn of the hand-dyed kind, and all of that I put it in a bag, kind of like these shopping bags out of what to call it, fabric bags kind of thing. Anyways, so I had put that, so I combined this, and the funny thing is, what happened was that we were in the summer house, and the bag with this project in, I had placed that besides all of our laundry, and I just wanted to quick do a machine of laundry, so I like scooped it up and just, you know, threw it into the machine. And what happened was that I didn't realize that when I scooped up the laundry from the floor, I accidentally included the knitting project with this dress. Needles, the pattern, and some extra needles, anything, you know, everything inside that bag. And I just, you know, I washed it. Quick wash, 20 degrees. Luckily, I was like 20 degrees because it survived. No broken needles. The pattern, the paper pattern that I have, you know, I print the patterns because I like it that way. Was, you know, of course, totally ruined. But yeah, there is also a picture of, you know, after I just, you know, pulled it out, and everything was like just one big knot. And but I got to unravel the whole thing, and I have finished this project. And I think it's too tight for me to show it, but actually what I've done, because I've been lazy, when instead of, you know, doing like weaving in a lot of ends, I was lazy and I just tied knots. So inside this dress there are a lot of knots and not a lot of weaved in ends. Some of them of course are weaved in because, you know, the start and the bottom and the sleeves. So some of it, there are of course some ends that are weaved in, but the main part of them are actually just bound with knots. So yeah, that's the solution also. And I am really, you know, very content about the result, even though it's not perfect. I've learned a lot about what works and what doesn't work, and I wouldn't recommend anybody putting a knitting project in the washing machine. It was totally stupid, but mistakes happen, and that was definitely one of them. Yeah, so yarn from the stash, now a garment that I can use, a UFO that I am looking forward to using, and I, you know, happy. That's just the feeling that I get. So I hope that your knitting is also making you happy and make you relax and sit back. And I hope that you enjoyed this video with me talking about knitting and my life as a knitter. And I also hope that I will see you again next time I put up some content here on the channel. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get a notification when I put up new content. And I would also love for you to give this video a like and leave me a comment so that I can interact with you out there. It's so nice when people leave me comments. I love it. And until next time, I hope that you will have a lot of happy knitting time.